Hot pot with a Alright, this is episode 77 of the kPodcast. Welcome back.
Lucky numbers.
Lucky numbers today, man. Fucking about to go hit the lotto after this shit. Well, we got a special guest here today, my man JayArUh.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Appreciate you coming through. And we got Rook in the building as always. She's getting acquainted. Fucking going in on my man over here. But
rolling.
Yeah, as I told you off mic, we always like to start with the ones and twos.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just gonna hit you with a quick this one or this one. All you gotta do is make a selection. There's no repercussions or wrong answers. It's just your preference. Let the listeners get to know you a little bit. All right.
All right.
So first things first. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Hot. Left or right?
Right.
Day or night?
Night.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Yeah. Tacos or burgers?
Tacos, hands down.
Hey. Fruit or veggies?
Fruit.
Yep. Beach or mountains?
Beach. I don't mess with mountains. Too high.
True. It's tough to breathe up there.
Yeah, that's too.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Sunset. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. Hip hop or classic rock?
Hip hop.
Hip hop. All right. Reggae or dance hall?
Oh, reggae.
Reggae.
Yeah, reggae man. Rasta man.
Fancy car, or excuse me, foreign car or fancy boat?
Foreign car.
Foreign car. Any particular car? Dream car?
Dream car? I'm not going to say a foreign car would be my dream car because it's not a foreign car.
What is your dream car?
It's a 96 Chevy Impala SS.
Okay. Keeping it domestic around this bitch.
Yeah, that's always been my dream car. But foreign car wise.
She. I got my boy Clarence.
Yeah. Probably foreign car Ferrari. I like
Ferrari, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going foreign car, Ferrari. TV or movies?
That's a tough one. That's a hard one. I'm not even gonna lie. I'll probably say movies.
Movies?
Yeah.
All right. Sparkling or still water? I just threw that one in there as random as fuck.
Sparkling or still?
Or normal water. Regular water.
Low key, I'm gonna say sparkling.
Yeah?
But like flavored sparkling.
You like the
water.
La Croix and all
La
that?
Croix. Yeah,
Pellegrino?
Pelly.
Word. All right. Book or audio book? Old school or new school?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna say audio book, but let me tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because I love books, but the problem with books is there's too much room for misinterpretation. So
what do you mean?
Because
like misreading?
Yeah, like misunderstanding what the
like
author
no tone
meant.
Type of thing?
Yeah, like when the author wrote the book, usually there was an intention behind what they were trying to, like the story that they were trying to write or, you know, put on paper. But for some reason, most readers will misinterpret a lot of that. Like they read it and they'll feed their mind a certain way with it, which is fine because that's kind of the beauty and the art of reading. But
it's catch-22.
I like audiobooks if the author is reading the audiobook because the author can then enunciate and, you know give you those inflections.
And stuff.
Exactly. They can emphasize they can get more clear across what they were trying to write, basically. So
yeah, no, I mean that's a good point because that's kind of my biggest beef with audiobooks. It's normally fucking Joe Schmo.
It's just some random guy.
Yeah, it's like fuck this guy.
Yeah, like who are you?
He doesn't know what you meant by that.
You just know how to read.
Not his fault he can't read. Funny day to ask you this: pants or shorts? It's like 95 degrees out. My man walked up
shorts.
in jeans.
Shorts, but low key, my shorts were dirty, man. So I had to wear some pants.
I'm not mad at that. Laptop or desktop?
Ooh, now that one's tough for me. Cause both have its uses, you know. I think, damn.
That's what I'm saying, man. We gotta ask tough questions around here. No one else is asking.
That is tough. I think personally, I like desktops better.
Yeah,
they're more customizable. They're more reliable.
It's like a transformer.
Yeah, exactly.
You
like
can't take it
they can last a lot longer than laptops can.
Bro, would you relax?
Yeah, she wants to play. Look at
It's
her.
not that time, bro. Lady. All right, so we're going desktop.
Desktop, yeah.
All right. NFL Blitz or NBA Jam.
Ooh, he get to the nitty gritty on these. He said quick 1-on-1s. All right, NBA Jams. I have to say NBA Jams.
All right. I mean, like I said, there's no wrong answer. I love pretty much with all these. I love both of them.
Yeah,
sometimes
me too.
I prefer one or the other, but that's
Me
why
too.
I just like to.
If I had to pick, NBA
you know,
Jam.
yeah, let you show your preferences a little bit.
Monster Jam. Yeah, you know.
Dude, I have my Dreamcast somewhere. I don't think it works anymore because the cables are so old. It doesn't even like.
Get new cables,
but yeah,
man.
I need to do that.
You gotta hook that up.
We might even do that after this episode.
Right.
All right, a little throwback. Barney or Big Bird?
Oh. Yo, I gotta go with my OG Barney, man. Barney raised me.
Holding it down.
Yeah. He told me that I love you and you love me.
He was honest with me.
He was.
The first dinosaur to be honest with me.
Yeah, he made me feel good.
All right, so Barney, OG. So Star Wars or Star Trek?
Ooh. I'm gonna go Star Wars on that one. Yeah. I was never a big Star Trek fan, but Star Wars.
Me, I mean, I'm not huge on either, but I'm definitely more into Star Wars. It makes more sense. Even though neither of them make sense, really.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes more sense for some reason.
For me, like, I think it was because of the era that I grew up in. That's when, like, episode 1 first dropped and, like, Jar Jar Binks and all of that.
Yeah.
So it just kind of, like, shot up from there, my interest in Star Wars.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I saw episode 1 in theaters.
Yeah, I did too. I saw it when it dropped.
11, 12 years old or
10,
some
11,
shit.
yeah.
Hell yeah. So we're going Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right, well, keeping on the throwback from the one prior to that, Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers.
Ooh. Now that's a matchup right there. Dang, that's a hard one. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, man.
I really like both equally because they both were my childhood. And I played both of the Nintendo version games of them. I had both of their T-shirts and pajamas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those were my favorite two things. Like,
that was definitely rough.
If I had to pick,
they kind of loose reflections of each other too. It's like a team of martial artists.
Exactly.
One is just turtles, and the others are fucking weirdos and tights.
They're exactly. Oh man, I don't know. I think maybe like longevity wise, obviously would be Power Rangers because they've made so many different types of Power Rangers, but. I don't know. I can't really pick between those. I'm not gonna make a decision.
Cool. You can take a
I'll take that too seriously.
Take the fifth. The fifth. Chocolate or vanilla?
Oh, chocolate all the way. I'm a chocolate guy.
Now, podcast or radio?
Oh, podcast, hands down.
Podnet. Shoes or sandals? Slides. Falls under sandals too. Shoes. A little salsa or guacamole?
Oh, I'm a salsa guy.
Yeah.
I'm a salsa guy. Guacamole is baby poopy.
I mean, you're not wrong with that. Basically, it is. I like guacamole, but at some point, probably when I was like late teens, early 20s, it started fucking up my stomach for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Salsa never turned on me.
Nah, salsa's
Guac
been good
fucking
all the way through.
Switch sides on me, bro. All right, so I know you're a hip hop head, so I gotta ask: Nas or Hove?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with Hovey, baby.
Hola, Vito. Nice. No, yes, I love both, but you know, Ether never dies, bro.
No, Ether never dies.
That come on the gym, I'm like, yeah.
But I gotta go with Hove, man, just for what he's done for the culture for so
that's
long.
A fact.
You know,
that's a fact. I'm not mad at that. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh man, I think MJ, man. MJ's the king of pop.
Yeah,
that's the king.
MJ,
but I can't knock Prince though, man.
Yeah, right.
when you talk about performers, I don't know. Prince might got MJ. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think they're obviously both greats, right? And that's why the question's so tough.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I was listening to some pod or something recently, and they were saying that they'll always give it to Prince over MJ simply because like he wrote, produced, he did everything. And I was like, yeah, that's a valid point.
That's very true. And the man had all his masters.
He was kind of ahead of his time, you know?
He was. Yeah.
Not that Michael Jackson wasn't. Prince kind of just was in a different way, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is your opinion.
Hey, Prince was a sex symbol.
That's a fact. So we can go with indecision if you want.
Yeah, we'll keep it even.
All right, well, MJ or LeBron?
Oh, MJ, man. MJ all day. I don't like LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, what'd you say?
I said I don't really like LeBron.
Oh, yeah?
Man. LeBron's cool, but ain't nothing like MJ, man. That's
the same age as when we grew up. MJ was.
I witnessed it. I went to a game when I was like 10.
It's different when you're a kid, I feel like, for some reason.
I had his jersey. I had the Pippen jersey. I had a Rodman jersey.
Well, you're from Illinois,
and I'm
too,
from
right?
Illinois,
Yeah.
so, I was a huge Bulls fan, and my
so
dad was a Bulls fan, and so, yeah, MJ, that's in my blood.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely never went to a game or anything like that, but one of my most vivid memories from when I was a kid was watching the Bulls play. Yeah. Now, I don't remember who they were playing, but I remember this tiny-ass TV. Me and my dad were sitting there watching the finals, and I was like, that's Michael Jordan.
That's Michael Jordan.
You know?
Just watching him.
So
yeah. I've watched all, like, the documentaries and the, like, movies they made about him.
Yeah.
Space Jam was, like, my favorite movie.
Space Jam was my shit when I was a kid.
Me too, man.
Not Space Jam 2. No disrespect.
Nah, no disrespect. This is just not our generation.
It's not the same, man.
Exactly.
Not the same, man. All right. Smoothie or milkshake?
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Man, I love me a good milkshake. But look, smoothies are good though.
I fuck with smoothies.
And the good thing about smoothies is you can put like all types of different fruits in smoothies. We can't really put fruit in a milkshake, so that's.
It's
I mean,
like
you could
and that's it.
like strawberries and
yeah,
bananas.
Strawberries, mango.
But like
maybe.
after that, it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think smoothies would be good for me. They're more healthier too.
Yeah, that's a fact. Apple or Android?
I had both. I actually was an Android guy for years, and then see, I was like back and forth. I was Apple, then I was Android, then I was Apple, then I was Android, and now I'm Apple again. But I like low key. This last time I turned Apple was like not my decision. That was just
forced into it.
Yeah, like Verizon had like a buy one get one, but it had to be buy one get one Samsungs or buy one get one iPhones. We couldn't mix them.
Yeah, and they're like, you're gonna conform.
The wife already had iPhone and I had Samsung, and then
like, guess what? Now
she's like, yeah,
iPhone.
We're getting iPhone.
Now
right,
you also
got it.
have an iPhone.
But I love it though. I mean, it's smooth. It's compatible with everything, so I'll probably go with Apple.
Well, what? You have a Mac?
I have a Mac. Yeah, I got a MacBook just like that.
Okay. Yeah, because that was my big thing. I had an Android for the longest too, and I was resistant against the iPhone.
Yeah.
And then once I started getting heavier into music and shit, I bought my MacBook Air that I used to have.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there with the Samsung, my MacBook Air. I was like, this kind of doesn't make sense.
It's too inconsistent.
Yeah, I might as well just fucking make the full switch. And now here we are. Young Apple.
Yeah, you already know it.
You like peanut butter?
I do like peanut butter.
Creamy or crunchy?
I like both, but crunchy's like low key.
Crunchy's shit.
I don't know what it is. I just like the.
It's a little more fulfilling.
It is,
right?
Yeah, exactly. It is
a little more natural feel.
It adds something to the
this
sandwich.
Is where the peanut butter comes from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like I'm eating more of a natural substance.
No, yeah, I was creamy as a kid. I feel like, but definitely crunchy now.
Yeah, definitely.
I need a little, you know.
But you won't find crunchy in the house though, because nobody else likes it but me.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Kids like the creamy shit.
They all like creamy. They don't like crunchy.
It's easier to eat. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Me, I'm like, teeth? What about it?
All right, so last one, flats or the wing or like the drums?
The drums?
Yeah.
Oh, drums. I'm drums.
Okay.
Drums got more meat on them. The flats got too many bones, man. I'm just like, get rid of the bone.
I just saw some shit on TikTok where they fucking bit the middle, and you saw that shit and just pulled the bones out the side. I was just like, bro, what have we been doing this whole time?
That's crazy.
Well, just a couple years ago, I just learned about the peeling the banana from the
I
handle type shit or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, fuck, dude, we've been doing this shit wrong forever.
Everybody's got different ways of doing it, man.
Yeah, as long as you eat it, I guess.
As long as you eat it, just don't waste it.
All right, but yeah, that was the last one. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
A round of applause, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
We'll go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember the name of the school. Lake Brantley?
It's Lake Brantley High School, yeah. Seminole County.
So my man JayArUh here is essentially an innovator of Lake Brantley High School. I'm going to let him tell the story, but he was telling me this a couple months ago about how you more or less started their audio engineering program, correct?
Yeah.
So go ahead. Just recap the whole story. I've heard it, but they haven't heard it.
All right, cool. So, so if you guys are familiar with Seminole County, we're like one of the best like school districts in the like Central Florida area, and
I also didn't know that till you told me that.
They do. They have the best grades and all that stuff for Central Florida area, and they have something called CTE, which is Creative Technical Education.
I was gonna say not the concussion shit.
No. yeah, they all got concussions. In there.
Everyone
is like totally messed up. They have no idea what's going on. We're all drooling.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So what is this CTE?
So CTE is Creative Technical Education.
Creative Technical Education. Got it.
They have CTE programs all over the state. So different high schools, middle schools, some elementary schools have CTE programs. But CTE is like an umbrella of education in public schools.
Okay.
So so basically not every school, but all the schools that have CTE programs in them offer some sort of creative education. So there's some schools that have like aviation. There's some schools that have cybersecurity, building trades, cosmetology, 3D animation, all types of different things.
And the schools themselves decide what they're gonna kind of.
It's really the counties. Like
the
counties make the decision if they want a specific school in their county to adopt a certain program.
True.
So honestly, there's a lot more above my head that goes on that I don't know.
Yeah.
As far as like what decisions they make. Yeah. But as far as I know, the counties make a decision if they want to adopt a certain program, because there's some that have like cosmetology in this school and cosmetology. So it's not like one school has cosmetology and nobody else has cosmetology. Sure. You know what I mean? So it depends on how new the program is. So I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to interview for the digital audio program that was under CTE that was going to Lake Brantley.
Mm-hmm.
And
this was about how long ago?
This happened in August. They posted it in They posted it in late June. I'm sorry, early July. I have to remember because this was
summertime,
2021, July of 2021.
Okay, I thought it was a little longer than that.
No, July 2021. That's when they posted the opening for the position. And it was super vague. Like they didn't have anything about the position on there. And so I went on their website, like Lake Brantley's website. Didn't see anything about it. There was like a little flyer for the students, like showing that, hey, we're gonna have this in the future. That's it. But there wasn't any detail.
No details.
So I'm just like,
you brought the expertise to the table,
right? Like I wanted detail too. So I'm like, well, what
am I getting into?
Yeah, what is this? You know, should I even apply for this? You know, and with me, like I had just finished Full Sail in 2020. Mm-hmm. Mind you, I had started Full Sail in 2010. And
hey man, better late than never.
Exactly. So I had just finished with my bachelor's in audio production at Full Sail, and I was in Illinois. Man, I was working.
Yeah, because you moved back.
Yeah, I was working as a corrections officer in Illinois. So
quite the change in career,
dude. It's crazy how it all came about.
Yeah.
So so I see the posting. You know, I got my resume on Indeed and all of that. So Indeed will send me postings and jobs that's available. And so then finally I get this. I actually was already planning on going to Florida for vacation, to go to Orlando for vacation from Illinois. So I like saved up all these like vacation days, and at the prison that I worked at, we had this swap program, so I could swap shifts with people. So I was like working doubles and triples for like other COs so that I can get other days off in July. So I mean, I was working doubles like nonstop, like crazy. So I was working like crazy. So I finally we ended up getting like a week and a half off. and with vacation, and so we figured we would drive so we can save on money and stuff. And like 2 days before we left for vacation is when that Indeed posting popped up, and it's like, hey, you qualify for this job. So I click on it. It just says Seminole County Public Schools digital audio teacher, Lake Brantley High School. Like that's all it said.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Takes a shot in the dark.
Okay, that looks kind of dope.
Yeah.
Like,
why not?
I don't know about teaching because I've never taught before. I don't have a teaching degree.
Yeah.
Like, I've never taught in a school or anything. So I'm like, let me just check it out and see if I could apply for it. So I start looking everywhere, and there's nothing. There's nothing about it. Not even in like other schools. Like, there's no digital audio. So I'm like,
you may be thinking it's like a scam type
yeah. I'm
shit.
like, I don't know if this is right. Like,
Yeah.
So I ended up calling. I found this number to this lady in HR for Seminole County, and I called her, and she was like in charge of like recruiting or something. So I call her, and I'm like, do you know anything about this program? She's like, is there like a code? So I go back to like the link where you can apply, and I give her the code, and she's like, yeah, it does look like they have an opening for a digital audio teacher. I was like, do you have any idea about it?
What
like,
the hell is
like
this?
what? Yeah. She was like, I don't. She was like, are you interested in applying? I was like, I am, but I don't have a degree in education.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. She was like, oh, you don't have to have a degree in education in the state of Florida. You can get your certification later on. You can start teaching and then work on your. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I'm like, I guess I'll apply for it. So I put in my resume and put in my cover letter and all that stuff, and to who it may concern, and that's all I did. And then I didn't even think about it. I left for vacation.
So this was last summer, right before you guys left Illinois for the Florida vacay.
Yeah, exactly. So, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to change the date again. It was late May when that posting came out, because that's when we went on vacation.
Okay.
Was late May. So, it was like May 23rd or something like that. So we left, and we were on vacation that whole like last week or 2 weeks of May. And I like the 2 days after we had got here, and like we were chilling, we were over in like Chuliota with one of our old neighbors, and that's who we were staying with. And I get a call from the assistant principal, and he's just like, hi, I'm Dan Calgill. I'm the assistant principal at Lake Brantley. I noticed you applied. We're really interested in having you come and do an interview with us. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Just so happens.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, sure. When do you need me to do it? I'm hoping he's like saying tomorrow,
Yeah.
And he's like, can you be here Friday? I'm like, yeah. I'm actually
make
here
it
on
work.
vacation, so that works. So I didn't even have it closed for an interview or nothing, man. So I
Figure it out.
had to go to
Figure it out on the
Target or
fly.
Walmart
Yeah,
and get
buy
some
buy
slacks.
some digs.
And shout out to Candace Simmons. She's that's who we were staying with. She's like a whiz when it comes to resume writing, and
Whipped it up for you.
And she's just spruced up my resume. Like, didn't lie about anything, but just made it look so
real
good.
presentable.
And she gave me one of those like little binders with the zipper on it and stuff, and so I looked really official.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, she
Teamwork
even
makes the dream work.
yeah. She even had me. I didn't even know like you can have a second resume. I didn't know you can bring two resumes to a
I never
job
thought
interview.
about bringing. I know like having different versions of it. I
No,
never thought
like
about
this was
bringing
like a
multiple
whole
to one
nother.
interview.
She was like, "Cause you got like
Oh,
a
this
whole."
one doesn't work. Here you go.
Yeah, right. No, you don't like that one? Okay, try this one. I think this one I'm financial. advisor.
Yeah. I can't remember which is which identity I'm fucking taking today, but
But no, she was telling me like, you have kind of like a whole side business, because I helped her with her podcast. Like I helped produce her whole podcast for her, and I did that like long distance. I was in Illinois, she was here in Florida, so we did like 10 episodes on her podcast. Shout out to her. It's Stiletto Ninja. She does like women
that's the
empowerment.
name of the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Stiletto Ninja.
Yeah. Stiletto Ninja. She's big like women empowerment and stuff like that.
She's still going with it?
Yeah, she's bringing it back. She stopped it for a
nice.
while, but she's bringing it back, and
nice.
she had some like interviews and stuff on
fellow
there.
podcasters.
Yeah, podcast. Yeah,
We'll get into your podcast later, but continue.
yeah. But yeah, so I helped her produce her whole podcast. So she was telling me like, yo, you got stuff
other
you
stuff.
could put on your resume, So she was like, do a second resume. So that's what she helped me with. She helped me with a whole nother resume, and so that really helped. I think that's what really helped me get the job, because there was a lot of people that applied for that position.
So did you have one with like professional credentials, and the other one was more like creative credentials,
Exactly.
maybe?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So-
for a job like that makes sense.
Yeah, so
completely.
I have a business that's been established since like 2006. It's called JayArUh Productions.
Mm-hmm.
LLC or whatever. And so I've had that established for a long time, but like I've never like I haven't done a lot of business under that business name that I could like quote unquote have a credential of.
Well, that's what we're gonna here to change.
Exactly.
Get the JR name out there.
So
fuck out it.
Yeah. So she was telling me, you know, you got this whole logo, you got this whole business, like make a resume of all the stuff you could do under that business, and that'll look really good. So that actually helped. The interview went great. There was other people. Yeah, exactly. You should have saw his face when I whipped out that second piece of paper.
Oh, that's not sufficient enough.
And this is my other stuff that I do. But yeah, he really liked it, and it went well. And he was telling me that they had a few other people for the position.
Bullshit. I feel like they always say that.
No, they did. There was people there that were in it. Matter of fact, there was a guy that came in after me, and he looked all spruced up. And
was your competition?
I was waiting on the principal to come out to call me, you know, to go into the office because I already talked to the secretary and all that. So I'm sitting there in the lobby, and this other guy walks in. He's all spruced up. He goes to the secretary, and the secretary was on the phone, so he was like waiting for her to get off the phone. And while he was waiting for her to get off the phone, the principal will come out the door, and he's just like, "Hey, man, you here for the digital audio interview?" And the guy goes, "Yeah," and he shakes his hand, and they go back, and I'm just like,
fuck,
all right.
fuck me, right?
Pretty much. I'm just like, okay. So there were other people, you know, even there at that time, there was like a girl waiting as well. So there was definitely other people for the position, and I'm just like, damn it, like they're probably way more qualified than me because I've never taught before. I don't have an education degree. Like, this is public school. This is Seminole County. Like, dude, when I walked into school, I was like, this is a high school. Like, it looks like Lake. If you've never been to Lake
looks like
Brantley,
college, right?
It looks like a damn college.
That's what I've heard.
There's like campuses, like there's like buildings everywhere. It's like 8 buildings, and it's a huge campus. They got like 2,600 students.
Yeah, that's
and
insane.
I'm just like, this is not a high school.
This is a high school you see on Disney Channel.
Exactly, dude. Like, I'm waiting for the big TV production cameras to come out, you know.
Fucking Zac Efron and walk out of the bathroom. Hey, man.
Hey, what's up, man? You ready for this next shot? But yeah, no, man. So I was intimidated, you know what I mean? I'm just like, man, I don't know. I feel kind of out of place. Like, this is
know what you were getting into.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm never taught, so I don't even know anything about this program. Like, I'm just here, you know. But I'm really glad. Like, at the end of the day, I'm so glad I did it because
hell yeah,
I stood out, man. Because originally he told me they were gonna hire 2 teachers for this program, so I'm like, okay, at least I got another teacher
something to work off of. Yeah.
But when he called me, as a matter of fact, I was like on my hands, like on my toes, like my fingers were sweating and stuff. I was so like nervous about getting a call because like I really wanted to move back to Florida.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work at a prison anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, dude, I can't wait to come back to Florida. But I'm only gonna come back to Florida if I find a job that's gonna support my lifestyle and like my kids and my wife and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be gone for months out of the year.
I don't want to work at fucking Jeremiah's.
Yeah, or like McDonald's or something like that. You know, hey, McDonald's, they making some money. I was thinking about picking up a McDonald's gig for the summer, like
just for the weekends.
Making some money, man. I'll be over there. Can I take your order? But yeah, so I was nervous.
Allowed you guys to come back.
And I got the job, man. He called me.
Because Keita works from home, right? She can kind of go wherever.
Yeah, she ended up getting that when we came out here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she was going to work in the hospital, but she like has some issues with like psoriasis in her hands and like things like that. That was
True.
What caused issues like in the field.
True.
So she ended up finding this job working from home, and I mean, she gets paid more working from home than she did in the hospital.
Yeah.
So
not mad at that.
So she was able to do that, and I stayed with my sister in Altamont. She's got a smaller apartment than yours, like,
okay.
And there was her,
with the whole fam,
her boyfriend, and their 2 kids, so my nephews, and then my wife, myself, and my 3 girls.
Full house
in a little apartment, and so our bedroom was smaller than this one. And so we had like all our clothes like in little plastic bins from Walmart. And
you were in there up until you guys moved into your current place?
We were there for 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough. So, but I love my sister.
Yeah, you made it out the other side, man.
And it was though we were helping them with rent and stuff. She didn't even ask. She's just like, come stay with us. But we were helping her out, and we did what we could. But while we were saving some money for a down payment on a house, and we got a house in DeLand, and that's when we moved there, just January this year. So, but I still work in Altamont, so I still driving
back and forth,
45 minutes or so. But it's dope, man. Our first year is down, and second year is starting. First year was interesting. It was fun.
Growing pains a little bit.
It was fun. It was interesting. It was nerve-wracking. It was all like anytime you start a new venture, like all those
the butterflies
you go through. Yeah.
a little anxious.
And it was dope, but I mean, I learned a lot about the school system. I learned about like how money works in the school system, how the hierarchy works, like who's in charge of who your bosses are, all that stuff. So I did. It was a big learning experience for me. The hardest part for me was just trying to like keep up with kids' grades and their parents and all that stuff.
So it's obviously high school. Are you doing 9th through 12th? Like, so you have you have all 4 grades?
Yeah, I got a lot of freshmen only because it's a new program. So,
well, a lot of the stuff you post, it seems like the kids are younger. I mean, we're older now, so everyone looks young now.
Everybody looks young. Yeah. No, there's. I want to say I probably had 6 or 7 seniors, and the first year I only had 3 class periods, so I had like 5th, 6th, and 7th. So they gave me like the first half of the day to plan because it's a new program. But I'm basically writing the curriculum from scratch. There's no,
which is insane.
I have no predecessor. There's no predecessor. There's nobody before me. So because it's brand new, and not only is it brand new to Seminole County and to Lake Brantley, but it's brand new for like damn near the whole state of Florida.
Well, that's why I wanted you to come talk about it, because I'd never heard of anything like that. I mean, at my high school, we had our electives were fucking art, band, or theater. Yeah, that's it.
Or like painting.
Yeah, I guess that would be art. Which I was just talking about this with my buddy the other day too. Looking back, I wish I had did art or band. Yeah. Either one I think would have been more beneficial, just because like that's what I'm into. But I did theater because that was the easy class. Yeah. That was the class you got to take naps in and shit, like just kind of hang out. You do learn some shit about acting and whatnot. But
I think one of my friends and I made our teacher cry in theater because we were just goofing around too much, and she cared about that stuff so much.
Yeah,
and we were just.
If you're teaching theater, you have to care about.
Yeah, I felt so bad because I was like, damn, she's crying.
Yeah,
whoa, man, you better get toughened up, girl.
You do. I feel like overall that is the easier class, but you do learn a thing or two.
Oh, for sure.
Setting up sets and shit for like plays and whatever tech stuff.
For sure.
You do learn sound and lighting there, kind of.
Definitely, yeah. I wish I would have taken theater more seriously. Because there's a lot of things like we were talking about last time you were over. Like I always wanted to try to get into acting.
Yeah.
Like I always wanted to try to get into script writing and things like that. So if I would have taken theater more seriously, I probably would have had more of a jump on that. But hey, life takes.
Yeah, high schoolers will be high schoolers.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I just want to fucking
chill,
hang out,
have fun, stress.
So you've been there a year now, then.
Yeah, man, it's my first year.
But you guys are off right now for summer, right?
Right. Yeah. So basically, as of August 4th is my like complete
year
365
mark.
Year.
Okay.
Which is the first day of my new season, my new contract, because it's a 10-month contract every year.
Okay. Yeah. Now, even though it's 9th through 12th, have you noticed like any particular age group kind of gravitates towards it, or like?
Honestly, they all have an interest.
Yeah.
First year was different because, just like me, like no one else knew what the hell digital audio was. So, some people had an idea. Some people thought it was just a class you make beats in. Some people thought it was just a class that you learn about software. Like no one really knew what it was. So I kind of got a lot of randoms in that first year, and some of them didn't even pick it. Like they were just classes that their counselors threw them in there because they needed an elective. Yeah, so they're just like a lot of kids were just randomly put in there. So there were some kids that like really, really had an interest in it, and some kids were just like, I can give two flying shits about this. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But this year is different because I actually promoted and like marketed within the school, and like we had like Patriot Preview, which is where like the 8th graders and their parents come, and we do like this like showcase convention type of deal where
a little preview.
Yeah, where we can show you like what the class is and what it's about. So like this year is going to be a little more customized to a little
more solidified. Yeah. Like we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And I know you guys said you have different. I don't know if it's different studios or just different spaces in the studio. Like you have like a podcast studio, right? And
right. So it's one big room, but it's separated into
kind of split up,
like 3 other rooms. Well, 4 technically. So there's like a big control room, but then there's we have a podcast room. There's like a circle table with chairs around it with microphones, similar to our hookup here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the middle room is it's gonna be a music room, so like where people bring in instrumentation, drum sets, things like that.
Okay.
And then the farthest room is the vocal booth, so
Recording
that's,
studio.
you know, the main recording studio. So
Okay.
yeah, so we've got some options, and then I also last year I took some kids on like a field recording as well. So we recorded like ambient sounds outside in the
Nice.
gymnasium, things like that. So that was a lot of fun. We got to do that.
Just
so
showing them like how sonics work and
yeah,
stuff.
we're gonna be doing a lot more this year.
Can I come to this class?
Definitely. Yeah. Come check it out, man. All you gotta do is
I'll
get
just
a
sit in the
badge.
back. Hey
Yeah.
guys.
Hey, what's up? Don't worry about me. I'm a grown ass man, but I'm here to
I
chill
know I'm
out.
6'2", but I'm a 9th grader.
I go here. You might get dragged out by security.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm not a creep. I just want to learn. I
I
promise.
just like this class.
And like, do you notice kids kind of leaning toward, like, is every kid trying to be a fucking yeet rapper, or people actually coming? That pretty much that's the vibe. That's kind of what I thought. I didn't
Short
want to
answer.
assume.
Yeah. No. There's some kids that are really talented actually. I've had this first year since I had that first half of the day to plan. But I had kids coming in from other classes when they didn't have anything to do, or their teacher would give them a pass, and they'd just be knocking on my door like, "Hey, can I rap?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know. And there's some good talented kids in there that really take it seriously, you know. But really, all in all, the class itself it's a lot, man. I teach a lot in that first year, especially. I'll just kind of break it down. So the first year, they learn the science of sound. So we talk about the physics of sound. So just what sound is, what it is
like
around
literally
us.
sound waves.
Yeah, like waves, like molecules in the air, like air particles, and like all that stuff. And
which probably turns a lot of kids off of that shit.
Well, really, honestly, they really like it.
Really?
Because it's almost one of those things where we hear things every day, but we don't know why we hear
don't
them.
think. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Really think about it.
And that part of the class like reveals something to them.
True.
They really get intrigued by it. So
Echo and like.
Yeah, we talked about like reverb and echo and all that stuff. And then we talk about the anatomy of the human ear. So I spent like a week or two on that because it's not a science class, but it's dope to show people what our ears do and why we perceive
and that you need to clean them.
Yeah,
I just had my ears flushed.
Yeah, we talk about like how to flush your ears and how to like really clean your ears, not using Q-tips, all those different things. Just to.
I really need to come to this class.
No, seriously, it's like legit that first year. Like after you're done with that first year, you feel like you're a whiz at sound. I'm telling you, like
that's pretty dope.
So, so that's like so that's like the first two things, and then we do history of audio recording. So we go all the way back to Edison's phonograph, all the way up through the gramophone, and then we talk about the flat disc LPs, the ones you got down here in the crate, CDs, cassettes.
It's like the evolution,
okay, all the way to the Donda stem player. You know, literally, we talk about all that. We did an innovation project for that where I basically told them like, hey guys, so now that you've learned all about where sound comes from and how we started recording it all the way to where we are now, innovate it, take those ideas and everything, and make your own project. And I had one kid make a Bluetooth pillow. I thought that was the coolest idea. I'm sure somebody's made that by now, but I thought that was so dope that he came up with that. And then I had one girl, and this one was more serious. She does ASL, so she knows how to sign
language.
I guess her little brother or something was deaf, so she knows how to do it for him. And she came up with an app that basically if you know ASL, you can like do it on video.
It'll register
and it'll translate it.
That is very smart.
To words, like to someone who doesn't know ASL. So it's like a kind of like a Google Translate, but it's with ASL. Yeah. I thought that was.
I don't think that. I mean, I've never heard of that.
I thought that was smooth. I'm like, girl, you better patent that, man.
Yeah.
Like, do something with that.
Wow.
But that came
Shout
out of that
to
project.
her.
Yeah, for real. Her name is Grace. She's awesome.
Yeah. We get a round of applause for that. That's like Nobel Prize shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, she's super smart too. Super smart.
That's crazy.
So that was history of audio recording, and then we do microphone basics and theories. We learn about dynamic condenser microphones, like what to use when, where, and all that stuff. And then we talk about room acoustics and treatment techniques.
Okay.
So they learn about how sound bounces off of walls and comes back to you and creates a reverb or delay. That's actually the segment that we go outside and do field recording and like in the gym and hearing the echo in the gym and all that stuff. So they learn about all that stuff. And then
how much of that stuff did you know prior to starting teaching this class?
All of it.
They teach you that stuff at Full Sail?
No, I mean,
or you just kind of knew because you
are
really into this
most
stuff?
of it was kind of touched on at Full Sail,
Yeah.
but that's all like self-taught. Like that's all just in the field, like me learning it and experiencing with it.
Okay.
So,
I mean, this episode might be called The Sound Wizard, to be honest.
The Sound Wizard?
It's basically what you are.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of titles, but Sound Wizard, that's probably the top in all of them right there. I'm going to change all my handles right now.
The Sound Wizard.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So that portion was really cool because we collaborated with the building trades teacher, who I found out was the same age as me. So we were like clicking on a lot.
The building what teacher?
It's building trades, so it's basically shop class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's basically what it is. But they learn like welding, they learn like electrical work, they learn they're not just building a birdhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
they
real shit.
No, literally, like they build stuff in the school. Like they build like decks, they build like
That's fire.
like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And the teacher there, his name is Joe Kruder. He's amazing, like super good. I think he's only had the program for like 4 years now, and his class is always packed out.
Hell yeah.
He's awesome. And it's just nice.
School sounds fucking awesome.
His school is great. And it's really. I wish I went to the school.
Yeah, bro. What the hell?
I really do. These kids don't know what they got. But we collaborated with him in this room acoustics and treatment techniques because after we taught them about like room sound and all that, we taught them about like these foam pads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
setting up like panels.
Yeah, I found a YouTube video on how to make panels, and I sent it to him, and I'm like, "Do you think we could do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, we just gotta get approved for the finances to buy everything." And sure enough, we did. And we built acoustic panels that we installed in the studio room in the school.
Sick.
So that was a really fun project.
Because you're literally collaborating two classes. Not only, it's like.
Yeah. So now we worked with his students, and his students worked with our students, and it was fun. It was a fun experience, and it was just cool. Now you can go in the studio and see what the kids made, and
hell yeah,
you know what I mean. It's pretty dope. But that was that, and then the last like second half of the year, we did a lot of DAW, so digital audio workstations, and so I taught them about Pro Tools. We used for the majority of the year we used Soundtrap, which is made by Spotify. And it's like an online DAW, so it's not a downloader.
Just a free.
Yeah, well, it's not free. It's like an educational thing, so you have to like have an education account.
More of a tool.
Yeah, exactly. So they got to like make like little loops and things like that in there.
Soundtrap?
It's called Soundtrap. It's made by Spotify. Okay. But yeah, that was pretty cool. They got to use that. We didn't really get to dig into Pro Tools like I wanted to because we were dealing with a lot of like computer issues and
well, this is all within the first year,
it's
so
all the
you
first
work
year,
out some kinks.
So yeah, we kind of just rolled with the punches. There was a lot of delays. There was a lot of like, well, we don't know if we can get you that, you know, that type of stuff. A lot of empty promises and things like that. But like I said, it was just a big learning experience for me. Now I kind of understand like how things move around. So in this second year, it'll be a little bit smoother. But now I have Digital Audio 1, which was what we did last year, and now I have Digital Audio 2. So now this year,
those kids
that'll be those like alumni. So they're gonna go up and now this year we're gonna do vocal recording and techniques. So we're gonna actually record some vocals. I'm planning on collaborating with the chorus teacher, with the jazz band. So they're gonna bring their instruments in. They're gonna mic them and record them, and we're going to run a whole studio in there.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I mean, I was joking earlier about the Disney shit, but like, this literally sounds like...
It's dope, man. It's dope, man. Real, like,
that's awesome.
I'm extremely blessed to, like, kind of spearhead it. I mean, even just to be a part of it at all, like, I wouldn't mind have just been a teacher that was under someone else, like, at the time.
Yeah.
Like, to be, like, the guy
You're literally pioneering this shit.
Yeah, it's just it's amazing.
Well, and so, I mean... Obviously, it's only been 1 year, but it sounds like you're going to be there for the long haul. Because you're building this program. You're not just like coming in, dropping your 2 cents.
And one thing I learned is that the county, or just this anybody that gives money to the county, or the money spends, or county spends money, like they're not going to spend money on something that they don't plan on being here for a while.
True.
So like they've already dropped. I mean, they've dropped so much money in my program. So not just like equipment, but like rebuild. Like they literally, my classroom was the old home ec room, so it literally was the kitchen, you know. And I mean, they tore. The guy sent me, Dr. Calgan, my assistant principal. He sent me pictures of the room before the remodel, and like it's a completely different room. Like they knocked down walls, they built walls, they insulated, they soundproofed. Like
All for
they
this.
redid the floors, they repainted everything, they took down the whiteboards, and they did like just a whole overhaul in this room just for this program.
When do you know, like, was it something specific that kind of sparked them to decide that we need this? Just like a general interest from students?
What I know, CTE, how they determine what programs they're going to start and what programs they're going to get rid of, is they have like this group of kind of like a marketing group. You know, it's like researchers basically. And they go out and see what jobs, what creative technical jobs are in the market for Florida, for example, or just in the U.S. in general, the East Coast, or specific demographics and target markets. They look and see like what jobs are popping. You know what I mean? Like what jobs in the creative field are like they're hiring a lot, like they need people in this field, and something that might not already have a program for. Then they look at, okay, well, how much would it cost us to build this program? What kind of teachers do we need? So they look at the cost and they look at, all right, is this going to be something that the students can benefit from after 4 years of high school? Can they get a job in this field? And that's how they determine what programs they're going to actually bring to CTE. Because CTE is funded by like a more private funding. Like it's not a public fund like a county fund. It's funded. You ever heard of Perkins? So anybody that's in the education field, you probably heard of Perkins. Perkins is like a group that funds all these other groups. And so Perkins is it's basically a big fund. And they pull from Perkins, and that's what Perkins basically gives the money to CTE, that umbrella, and then that's how it gets dispersed into those programs. So we're not necessarily funded by like a regular state program or that like a math class is funded by. You know what I mean? The CTE is a little different, so that's why we're able to kind of just do the programs that we think would be good for job wise. So that's how they kind of determined for digital audio, because a lot of the jobs that are available are in engineering, like in the technical side of it. So not necessarily rapping or being an artist, but actually like the guy behind the boards.
Yeah.
So most of it was like broadcast jobs, like for example, podcasts, like TV, like, you know, radio, stuff like that. That's where a lot of the jobs came from, where that research came from. So that's kind of how they determined if they should start a digital audio program. So
I mean, it's like blowing my mind, because I'm thinking back to my high school experience and just my job experience. And I'm assuming this is one of those things where you wake up and you're like ecstatic to go to work. Like, I get to fucking...
Yeah. I think about it all the time. I think about, like, what can I do tomorrow? What can I do?
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And it's just the first time I've ever felt like that in a job.
I'm sure at the prison you weren't.
Yeah, no, in prison like I was like, what guy can I lock up today?
Who do I need to avoid today so I don't get shivved? That's crazy, though, man.
I'm going to search this guy's cell on Monday.
So we're going into year 2. I'm assuming with... what did you say the name of the class was again?
It's digital audio production.
Digital audio production 2. Those kids kind of continuing on, but I'm assuming you're still going to teach the one course for new freshmen, right?
Yeah, that's the challenge for this year. It's going
to be a lot more on your plate.
Yeah, exactly. The good thing is digital audio 2 is a little more chill curriculum-wise than digital audio 1, because digital audio 2 is like, okay, now I've taught you all the basics and the fundamentals. Now you get creative with it and just I let you fly.
You're more kind of chilling.
Yeah. And now I'm just supervising at that point in time. Like I'll help here and there, but you already know how to do. You know what to do when you jump in the software. You already know, you know what I mean?
That makes
sense.
That's
the beauty of it. But that first year is a lot of like shaping and molding to get them to understand what the hell the sound is and how we get it digitally. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff that we don't really talk about.
And on top of that, I would assume, not because it's their first year of taking the class, but since it was the first year that it was even in existence, you had to get all the resources and materials. And
for sure. I mean, it's going to be the same thing going forward, because, you know, I might have kids that are familiar with it to an extent.
Yeah.
But none of these kids have like gone to a private school or gone to Full Sail to learn like actual
get technical experience.
Yeah, because what I'm teaching them is more of an industry standard. It's more like if you walk into a studio and try to get a job as a sound engineer, like these are the things you have to know.
So these kids that are in your classes are probably going to be the ones running like Plush Studios and all these places in
That's the goal. Like I'm trying to partner with KDS One, with Plush, with every other studio out there in the Central Florida area. Like I'm working on trying to partner with them to get internships, so that when my kids graduate and they've done my program for 4 years, they can jump into the studio at Plush and be like this dope ass engineer. That,
I just recorded over at Real Field Recording not too long ago.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool over there.
That's over in Altamont.
Yeah, it's right in that area.
I used to live. I lived right next to them, and I only been there once.
It's pretty cool. I met the owner. Like he's a cool dude. Yeah. It's a nice environment. It's real chill.
Yeah. They're pretty legit too. Their sound is dope.
That's fucking crazy though, man. Because the thing a lot of people tell you growing up is like, kind of, unfortunately, sometimes no matter what you study, that may not be what you end up working in. Right. You know what I mean? But like these kids sounds like they got their whole fucking utility belt already strapped up.
We get deep in my class, bro. Like there was it wasn't until like third quarter that I started a journal. I started a daily journal in my class.
For the class or
just
for yourself?
For my class. Just for my class. I went on Amazon and bought like a big 50, 60 pack of little journals.
Mm-hmm.
And I just gave them a journal. I came up with like a journal question of the day every day. And it had nothing to do with audio. It had nothing to do with my class content. It was just like make you think stuff.
Yeah, just life experience.
Yeah, and I literally had them do that every day, and they enjoyed it. Like they really enjoyed it. There was a day like we didn't do it, and they're like, "Are we not going to do our journal today?" Like, I want to do our journal. So like that. Like, we get deep in my class. We have real conversations in my class.
Well, I could see you as a teacher that kids would actually like, too. Because we all remember those teachers that you just don't connect with, or you're like, whatever. But then there's always a few teachers you're like, I really fuck with so-and-so, Like, they really either made me... I feel like it's always... You made me think in a way I've never thought before. Mm-hmm. You made me feel extremely comfortable. Or, like, you just made me feel like a friend sometimes. Like, my Spanish teacher in high school was my friend. Yeah. We'd go in her class and take a nap on the couch. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I feel like I do provide that for a lot of kids, because there's a lot of kids that are like 100% comfortable with telling me stuff that they wouldn't tell any other teacher,
mm-hmm.
or like they'll come to me and just be like vent to me about certain thing that's going on. And the difference, like with me, with a lot of teachers, is I'll take the time, and it's hard to do that. Yeah, it's hard to do that. I mean, I've experienced it to a certain level in the first year. The second year might be a little different, but this first year, like, I had a lot more time in the beginning of the
mm-hmm.
day to just, all right, listen, I can put my plan to the side for a second. If you want me to hear you out, I hear you out. We'll talk about it, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I became that outlet for a lot of kids. To be honest, like, my biggest challenge was not curriculum. It was not a lot of classroom stuff. It wasn't a lot of the job stuff. It was more so just control, I guess, in a sense. Because you think about it, like, if you're running a classroom, you got 30 plus kids in your classroom. You got 9th graders, you got 10th graders, you got seniors, and all of them are in different headspaces.
Yeah.
We're talking about teenagers in 2022. Like, everyone has different views and beliefs and, him, her, she, all that stuff. And then you got, and it's
a lot going on.
It's a lot of different stuff in one room,
Because they're all stimulated by the cell phones. Like, we didn't have that at that age. Yeah.
The phones are so, bro, like this generation is so addicted.
Oh yeah,
to their phones, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm addicted to my phone too, but I have enough discipline to put it down when it's time.
And we remember life without it.
Yeah, like right now we're talking and I'm not doing this the whole time I'm talking to you. Like, these kids will do that. Like, they'll have a whole conversation with you and never look at you and look at their phone. And that's just like,
it's fucking up the human nature of
literally, their attention span has dropped like 70% from when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we were forced to pay attention. We didn't have phones. We didn't. If anything, we drew on a piece of paper or something. You know what I mean? When we were
if anything, we stripped off into daydream.
Yeah, or we daydream.
You listening?
What I mean? Nope. You know what I mean? But at least you had to look at people. You had to. You know what I mean? So it's just now. It's just this. It's just different. It's just different, and it's not necessarily like. You can't blame them, you know what I mean? You can't blame the kids for having a short attention span. Or
it's the environment that they were raised in.
It's just something that we have to adapt to, and it's something that, especially as teachers, like, we have to, like, that's the battle. That's the hardest thing, is we have to constantly fight against technology to get these kids to learn.
Yeah, to ignore that shit on your phone that has all the information and listen to the information I'm giving you.
Well, yeah, because there's more than just information here. There's wisdom, there's respect, there's knowledge, there's, and
human interaction.
But that we didn't have the world's information in our fingertips. We didn't have
mini computers basically in our pockets at all times.
You can film on there, you can record on there, you can do whatever you want, and
it's a Swiss Army knife of technology.
It really is. But
boom.
It's just about teaching them like when to put it down, when's the right time to use it, when's the right time to not. And it's also respect is a big factor. That's a big factor. It's just like, when you're in the presence of someone, like, look them in the face, talk to them.
Yeah.
If they're talking to you, be respectful, put your phone down. You know what I mean? But these kids, like, they'll put their phone down and then, like, 2 seconds later, they pick it right back up. And I'm just like, bro, like, you can't, what's going on?
It's like an impulse almost.
Yeah, literally, like, they can't help it. It's an addiction is what it is. It's really bad addiction. So, we went as far as, like, having them put their cell phones, like, in pouches and stuff when they walk in the classroom.
Yeah.
Some teachers make it a reward system where, like, if you answer this many questions, you can get 5 minutes on your cell phone. It's just like, yeah, dude,
that's insane.
It's a problem. It is a problem, and it's hard to put it down because there's so many different policies. Everyone has a different policy. There's no, like, school rule that says they can't have their cell phone in class, which I think is kind of stupid. I think
that is a little
I think there should be a rule that says, like, hey, when you're in class, like, no cell phones.
Yeah. Or
you can get a detention, or you can get sent to the, you know what I mean? That's how it was when we were.
Yeah, I would assume that was written into something, but
there's no school rule. It's up to each individual teacher. Some teachers don't care at all, and some people are really tyrants about it.
Well, and I guess the age at which kids start with that stuff varies so greatly too. Like one of my cousins had a phone I think he was like 5. Or maybe not his own phone, but they get the tablet now. Parents just fucking...
They're used to the screen.
Yeah, and like I don't have kids, so I can't really speak on that, but I'm looking at it, and I'm just seeing this kid.
They're young.
And as soon as you take it away, they're like, ah!
I'm not going to lie. Like, I won't even sit here in front. Like, my 4-year-old and 6-year-old both have cell phones.
Their own cell phones?
Their own cell phones. But the only reason for that is because, one, it was a cheaper option.
It was the little buy one, get one.
It was a cheaper option than, like, getting tablets for them. 1 and 2, like, they've had tablets before, but they just break them because they're such big screens and stuff. Yeah. And then on top of that, like, a lot of what these kids are engaged with are cell phone geared, like apps for cell phones, or you know what I mean. So
all the games,
and it's a smaller screen, it's more individualized, it's different colors, it just makes more sense. But they don't have the ability to just call anybody either. Like, it's a lot more restricted. They can only call me or mom, in case of emergencies, things like that.
Yeah. But
it's just something to keep them busy, keep them playing. They got nothing but educational games on there. You know what I mean? So everything's restricted and parentalized and all that stuff. So it's not like they're sitting here calling and chatting their best friends at 4 years old, But at the same time, it's about discipline too. It's just about like, hey, you got it for this long. After that, you know what I mean? But there's some parents that just let them do whatever the heck they want.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, the way that I see it most times, it's used as fucking, like, the restaurant's the big one. Your kid's fucking whining or whatever, so you put a
right there.
thing in front of them. And, like, I'm not mad at that because now I don't have to listen to your kid cry anymore. But, like, you see it and you're just like, damn, bro. I'm trying to think back. Like, what did my parents do when I was fucking
You colored with crayons.
Yeah, definitely a lot of the little...
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
When you think about it. I mean, it's different, obviously, because it's a physical thing you're drawing on. But it's literally the same thing as throwing a phone in front of your face. It's just keeps you busy and entertained.
I would assume the coloring and stuff, or maybe some sort of game's a little more...
Yeah, it's more interactive. It's more engaging. It's better for the brain, I guess. But
yeah, they're both like mentally
But that wasn't the point
but...
of giving you crayons and something to write on.
Yeah.
It was just to distract you until your plate came.
Draw some shit. Mommy and Daddy are eating. Shut the fuck up.
You're being too loud. That's funny.
Nah, I mean, that is very true. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're almost at an hour, man. Yeah. I know that was a great segment on the school stuff. Did you want to get into the personal music stuff?
Let's do a second episode later on.
We can do that.
I can come back again. We can talk about some
welcome back. This is episode 77.
Yes, sir.
We're going to infinity and beyond. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But yeah, we're right at about an hour, man. You got any parting words for the people here?
No, man. I guess if there's anybody watching this that is in the Central Florida.
Yeah.
area,
Do you want me? Well, not to cut you off, but
yeah, what's up?
like under the description, is there any sort of like links? Maybe
I could
to
put
the program or something like that.
I could do the
People
Lake
check it
Brandon
out.
link to the program.
Yeah,
they can check it out.
That'd be dope
for sure.
Everyone's got kids, right?
Definitely. I mean, you never know. Your kids might end up going there one day, and I might be the teacher.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Fucking Professor fucking R.
Sound wizard.
No, but yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through.
Sir. Thanks for having me.
We'll definitely do a part 2. Hey, but we got a little saying here at the kPodcast: stay safe, stay smart, stay sexy, and stay motherfucking tuned, man.
Yeah, let's go.
We out here. The kPodcast. That's a wrap. Sayonara. Adios. Fuck out. Thanks for listening. Hasta luego. Thanks for tuning in. You don't have to go home. You just can't stay here, alright? Peace.